Okay, it says I'm live. Am I public? Because I didn't check that. Up, there's a thumbs up. So as soon as, oh, I'm on top chat. Let's go to live chat. There it is. We're back. Yay! Okay, I am going to actually put my phone on do not disturb. That what happened was when I answered it, the phone kind of went, "Ah, I can't run the laptop and answer the phone too." So that's the way it went. So where were we? Okay. Yes. So live reading is something don't think I'm capable of doing unless we get a short story or something that you guys may want to hear later on down the road. Thank you, Edie. Hi, Edie. So, I mean, we can wing it. We can go back and forth. We can figure it out. But I hope other people learn to realize to go and check and come back here because hey, okay. So anyway, that little bit of live reading, I not sure I could do it live. I'm not sure I could do that live. Well, thank you, Lou. The ads cover my I do it for free because the ads give me a little bit of income. They do. I mean, there's no way around it. But I mean, it takes a lot. It's a slow process because with as many books as I have read, not everybody wants to listen to books. They would rather watch TV. So, I didn't realize there was actually people out there. I never even thought about it. So, well, thank you, Rosie. Hi, my Flutterby. So yeah, I mean, I get paid, but I'm still building that channel, and because it takes a long time to upload, read, edit, and upload audio, it takes me longer than video. Then it's going to be a while before the channel is built up enough. For instance, my Cooking with Cannabis channel has 9,000 subscribers. This one only has 5,000. I think I hit 6,000 yet? But I mean, I've had this channel a lot longer. All right. It is because it is a focused, not focused, it's not the right word. It's because it's in its own bracket when it comes to entertainment. It's an audio book. So, well, thank you, my Flutterby. Hey, Eileen from Nebraska. 5.7. Thank you, Edie. 5.7. Yeah. I mean, and it's been a long time. Whereas, it's been a long time getting that number, 5.7 thousand people or 5,700 people to subscribe to this channel. It's not been an easy because it is such a narrow entertainment form. So left a message in the old chat to move over here. Thank you, Suburban. Thank you. Mary, I always look like I'm feeling okay. I don't always look like I'm feeling good. My bottom hurts. My hands. I don't know how well you can see this. That's a burn. That's a scar. That's a burn. That's a burn. That's a burn. That's a burn. I'm covered in burns. I've got chilblains on the inside of my thighs, and my bottom hurts. But other than that, I'm doing really good. I think I'm finally over that. This cold flu thing seems to, like, my nose is still chapped here, but this cold thing seems to kick in right around the 4 o'clock. I start sneezing again. Yeah, 10 after 4, my nose is starting to run. But I learned how to work my oven. I have, as many of you know. Hi, Jennifer. How are you, darling? I know, but you know what? It has been so cold. It's been between -20 and -35 um, for the last week. For the last week, and I am determined not to turn on baseboard heaters. I had a pipe freeze yesterday in my kitchen, which is I don't think I've ever had that happen. Howie says we have, so I got to trust him that my memory isn't as good as his. Um, the quilt has 1.5 rows left to quilt, and then I'm going to be doing the binding and washing it and mailing it off. So I may do a live feed from the quilt frame later this week. Later this week. What's today? Tuesday? So maybe tomorrow, but it'll be on the Our Half Acre Homestead channel. Hi, Candace. I'm glad you made it back. Hi, Jennifer. I love you guys. So that's what's going on. Oh, and I'm not sure if I told you guys, but come spring, I may be getting better internet, which means I may be able to live stream without spending $120 a month just on my phone for data. That's not Howie's phone. That's just my phone. Of course, Howie doesn't got 14 gigs of data like I do. I'm so pissed. I see these American commercials that say, what's the orange one that says, it's a special holiday bonus. We're going to give you double the gigabytes. You're going to have an extra 100 gigabytes for like $20 or something. And I was like, I pay $120 for 14 gigabytes for my phone. You know what? Do I ever go out for coffee? No, I don't. I don't drink coffee. Well, I do. Like, for instance, I went to visit my old neighbor in Wakefield last week, and I didn't want him to make me a cup of tea. I don't even know if he had any tea in the house, so I had an instant coffee. But I don't. Everybody's got it, Patriot Chick. But I don't normally drink coffee, and when I do go out, I don't sit anywhere. I don't stop anywhere. I sit in my truck. I go to stores. If I have to go in, I go in. And then I hit the Tim Hortons drive-through for my tea on my way. So no, I don't really go out for coffee. You'll get better, Patriot Chick. You know the drill. Clear fluids like water, apple juice, ginger ale, tea without milk. If you really want it, make it herbal tea with honey and a zip of lemon. Not lemon zinger, but lemon tea with honey is good, but drink it. You get unlimited calls, text, and data on 2 phones for $150. You see what I mean? Unlimited data. If I could get, and I think it's one of those things that says, oh, well, if everybody had unlimited data, nobody would have internet. Well, if I had unlimited data, I would cancel my internet. I would run everything on this house on data. But I pay $115 a month for 100 gigs of data. That's, if anybody knows anything technical, it says 10/100, which means I'm getting 100 gigs at 10 mega something or others per minute or whatever. I don't know how that works. But the new one is how he's going to be cementing a polling, because he didn't cement. Lemon, ginger, and honey. Absolutely. You make a syrup of that, baby, and you will, and then pour it in a cup of tea. Pour it in a cup of tea. That's how I do it. Because I've made that. I don't know if you've seen on Our Half Acre Homestead. Hi, Helena. I mean, do you visit friends? Sometimes I wish I could stay at home more. I'd love to. I don't go out unless I absolutely have to. In the winter. In summer, I'm usually so busy doing stuff. Like, you got to think about this, folks. A reading channel, Our Half Acre Homestead, and Cooking with Cannabis. That's 3 channels that I have to run. And Our Half Acre Homestead folks are used to me putting up a video a day. That's 3 full-time jobs. 3 full-time jobs. I almost never leave the house. But this year, I mean, I'm going to be planting beans this year. I am going to put in a little garden. But no, I don't go out and visit much because it's a lot of work, especially at this time of year. This time of year, It's way too cold and way too slippery for me to navigate between my front door and the truck door, and then from my truck door to whatever place I'm going to. So in the wintertime, I don't go out unless I absolutely have to. For instance, I have to do some grocery shopping. And Howie may not like this, but he's going to be taking me because I have to do a Costco run. Not sure I'm going to be able to afford it this month because I just accidentally paid my credit card bill twice. Accidentally. Are you having a puff? And what's up with the dollar sign? Are we to give you money to help support you? If so, how? Oh, you don't have to do that. I mean, I make money I make some money on the ad revenue. The dollar sign is for that. It's just if anybody wants to donate, they can click that button. Don't think it does PayPal, because I actually tried to give somebody else a tip, because I use it like, I guess it's like a tip jar, but but what happens is whatever gets donated gets added on to my total for the day. No sad shows. I just finished a cup of homemade home canned chicken broth. Oh yeah, Patriot Chick. That's the stuff right there. And yes, I'm having a puff because all I'm going to say is I do not smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes will kill you. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say on it. So anyway, you're going to have to type in English. Okay. Umut, okay, because I don't understand Turkish. Pretty sure that's Turkish. So I'm actually almost out of soup broth. Oh, told you I went to tell you I learned how to work my oven. If you folks remember, about 2 years ago, we had to buy all new appliances because the pressure gauge popped off our well, dumped our entire well into we have a sub drainage that in case anything ever floods downstairs, but it's below the subfloor. Dumped our entire well and then sucked sand up through it. And then, so when we replaced the pressure gauge and filters and all that stuff, then we started doing laundry and stuff, and everything died. Our dishwasher, our washing machine, they just because they were running sand through them. So yesterday I made spaghetti, and Howie's not going to be happy with supper tonight because it's leftovers. Yesterday I made spaghetti in the crock pot, and I usually make enough sauce so that, like, as I do it in the crock pot, I love one pot cooking. I do. If I could cook everything in one pot, I would. But I made the sauce in the crock pot. And without thinking, so a lot of times I make extra so that whatever's left, I can throw in some kidney beans and some chili and some more onions and some more meat and make like a chili. But I had like a cup of leftover spaghetti noodles, and without thinking, I threw them in the casserole dish and threw the sauce on top and went, oh no, I was going to make chili, but it was too late. They were dirty. Umet, okay. I'm going to have to ask you. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dallas, after you translated it. Thank you. So what I ended up doing is I dumped it all back out into the pot today, and I went and got a jar of my dry canned ground turkey, an onion, and we're only 2 people. So if I open a packet of cream cheese, it will sit and dry up in the fridge because we don't eat a lot. Okay. So what I did is I mixed up the spaghetti and the leftover noodles and the sauce, and I put them back in the pot. And I mixed in a jar of cooked ground turkey and sliced onion. Right. Then I put a layer in this is a leftover makeover meal. I put a layer in the casserole dish. Then I took my open packet of cream cheese and sliced it all over the top of it. Then I put another layer on. And then I sliced cheddar cheese on top. And I put the lid on it and I put it in the oven. And then I looked at it's like a space. My oven's like a spaceship. It says cook time, start time, timer, shut off, this, that. So I realized that I could put it in the oven and to cook for 45 minutes and shut off. I did that. I did that. I learned how to program my oven. I think I'm going to have to check, and I can't smell anything because my cold is still there. But I mean, cooking. Oh, there we go. Cooking with cannabis. Thank you, Candace. Oh, the chicken rub. Is that the new chicken rub? The chicken rub with the lemon pepper and the smoked paprika? Because normally my everyday normal chicken rub is garlic, paprika, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Boom. Just like that. Just it's the amounts that make it different. But this time I added and salt. But this time I added lemon pepper and smoked paprika, and wow, what a difference. So it's now I have two different spice rubs, one fancy, one regular. But I love having it in that jar where you can just put your chicken on the pan and go and shake it over top. Cream, yes. So it's not a lot of noodle in this recipe. It's like mostly sauce, which Howie likes more noodles than sauce. And I like more sauce than noodles. It explains why he's the diabetic, because pasta's not good for diet. Pasta's white rice and potatoes are not good for diabetics, and he loves them all. Right? Don't be surprised if it starts beeping when it's done. Oh yeah, Flutterby. The deluxe was really delicious. All right, Beverly. Okay. Appliance mutiny. Oh, yeah. It was appliance mutiny. It's like, you want us to wash with sand? What are we? I'll tell you, though, if it wasn't clothing, sand is a good thing. I mean, if you're washing, I remember when we would camp out in the ZAC with our little camper, and I would do videos out there of cooking over an open fire and stuff like that. And we went to, and I would every once in a while, I would do a video like, oh, look, I got a ball of tinfoil that I cooked supper was cooked in. And I will clean out the pot look, the ball of tinfoil works really well at scouring. But once we were at a family reunion, 2008. And so this was before my YouTube. And it was a big family reunion. There was probably 150 people. And we were sleeping in my brother's pop-up tent trailer, and somebody's car alarm went off in the middle of the night because we got there Friday. And Saturday morning, I was up at 6 because the trailer was damp and there was a storm and it had been raining all night. And I wanted to get a fire going and have a cup of tea. So I went to the general fire pit. And then I saw people coming out of a car that wasn't there when I went to bed. So I'll tell you something. They were getting out of the car and I said, who are you? And he said his name. Now I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to say the names out because they may not want to be heard, but I'll tell you something. His first name was Mike, and there's at least 5 of those in my family. And his last name, there's at least 2 of those. So I said, which one? He said, Bill's son. And I went, oh, okay. I know you. I haven't seen you since you were a baby. So, hi, Lisa. So I invited them for breakfast because they had showed up. They were the car alarm that went off in the middle of the night. And they got there at like 3 a.m. So they slept in their car. And I got up at like 5:36 and got a fire going. So they felt it was okay to come out of the car. So it's like, okay, let's have breakfast. And out came the cast iron frying pans. And a coffee pot, like an enamel coffee pot, 2 cast iron frying pans, and an enamel pot for pork and beans, and forks for toast. Right? So boom, 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 I'm making would you please read the analog book on Laura Ingalls Wilder? Are you talking about Pioneer Girl? Because I was just talking about that. Okay, Dallas, we'll see you in a minute. So I'm making bacon. And as the bacon's cooking, as it crisps up, I just shove it over and I throw all my canned potatoes. I slice them in the frying pan in the bacon grease, and they start sizzling. And the next thing you know, there's heads popping out of tents. Right? Ooh, someone's cooking bacon. I smell coffee. I smell tea. Right? Because my brother, I have an iron grate made out of rebar in my fire pit. That was a gift for my brother Billy because I cooked breakfast on that fire pit more on that grate more often than I can count. Because whenever we'd go up or we'd have a do at my brother Billy's, I was always cooking outside. He'd be on the barbecue and I'd be on the fire pit. So long story short, okay, it's long, no matter how you slice it. I got talking to Paul and Mike's wife and the kids, and we got yakking, and I served up breakfast, right? And they're like, it didn't even click on them, except the children watching me cook over an open fire. Their eyes were like this, right? But Mike was looking at me. This is my first cousin once removed. And he was the kid's dad. And I said to Briar after breakfast, we're all sitting around having a tea and a coffee. And I said to Briar, go into the camper and get my dish soap and look in the milk crate for the dish soap and the scrubby so I can wash the frying pan and bring me that bucket of rainwater. So Briar back then was Briar's Briar. And he came back saying, I can't find it anywhere. And I said, never mind, just give me the water. He brought me the water. So what I did was I filled the frying pans with water and put them back on, and we were visiting. And then when they heated up, I poured them off, took a handful of sand from the fire pit and scoured it, right? Scoured it, and then rinsed it and put it back on the on the fire to dry. And my cousin Mike was watching me. And the kids are going, but I thought you were cleaning it. You're using dirt. I said, it's not dirt. It's sand. And sand, if you have nothing else to clean with, you can go down to a little creek or running water anywhere. If you're camping or you're roughing it in the bush, and rinse your pan, scrub it with sand and rinse it again and heat it. Done. And Mike looked at me and he went, he didn't say too much, but he looked so much like his grandfather, my uncle Paul, that the connection was immediately there. Okay, I'm talking away and not paying attention. Would you please? Okay. Oh, I will see if I'm legally allowed to. Okay, if I'm legally allowed to do it, I will be reading it, but it's in a long list of books. I've just started Anne of Green Gables, and there's 3 of those. Good night, Rosie. Hi, Ron Doodle. How are you? Diz Bats from Virginia. Camping and cleaning with sand. That chili didn't know what hit it. So anyway, that's what I've got. I've got baked spaghetti in the oven, and I don't have to stop to. Lisa, she can't read it. It is not in the public domain. I don't know if it is or it isn't in the public domain. The original writings might be, but I'm not sure if the footnotes would be. So I will have to look that up. All right. So Anne of Green Gables, chapter 1, tomorrow. Okay. And with any luck, I still have to finish that quilt, and I have a wedding quilt to start next. So they're going to be hit and miss. If I can do 3 a week, great. If I can do 2 a week, but I'll do my absolute best to make sure I get at least 1 a week. If there's days when I can sit for an afternoon and read and get 2 or 3 chapters done, but then it takes me the next couple of days to get them edited and uploaded, okay? This is Beverly from Reading with Beverly Wolfe, saying tomorrow starts Anne of Green Gables. And when that book is done, it will be Anne of Avonlea. And when that book is done, it will be Anne's House of Dreams. And then we will move on to Little Women. All right. And probably the Narnia books. However, whenever. Thank you, my Flutterby. All right. I love you guys. Have a great day. And take care. God bless. I have to go let the dogs out of jail. They're completely quiet and quite subdued now that mommy put them in jail. So I've got to put them out. All right. I love